Hi everybody. This is my little Pea Puffer tank here in my office, and I've been treating it for Cyanobacteria or Blue Green Slime Algae for the last several days, and today is going to be my wrap up. I did 2 treatments back to back. You're supposed to put the correct amount in, aerate the tank with an air stone. You give it 48 hours, you do a pretty good water change, and that is the treatment. So I did that, but then I followed up with a secondary treatment on top of it because this tank was pretty well saturated with the green slime cyanobacteria in there. So you can see it's all sort of browned and does not look like it's really alive anymore. You can see it here on the top of the Java fern there. It looks like it's all sort of browned off and died. I still have some green appearance on the filter intake back there, and I'm not really sure whether I've completely eradicated it or not. But we're going to start by doing a water change. I'm going to get in there and vac the gravel a little bit, wipe the glass down. We're going to top the tank off and see if we can't get it a little bit cleaned up. So here's your before, and there's your after. So the puffers are definitely a lot more happy now that I've got that air stone out of there. And another thing I had going on to make sure I had the most vigorous gas exchange possible while I was treating the tank, I had the filter turned all the way up. This is an adjustable filter. I can change the flow rate. So I've got the air stone out of the tank, and I slowed the filter back down, and I've calmed the tank down considerably, which the puffers appreciate. They don't like a really vigorous amount of current in the tank. So I was able to get some of the cyanobacteria off, some of the dead stuff. I scraped it with the hose as I was siphoning it. I didn't use my gravel vac. I just used a vinyl hose. So I was able to sort of vigorously draw water out of the tank. I was able to pull a lot of the dead stuff off of the Java. I got a little bit of stuff off of the filter intake down at the bottom, and I pulled a little bit of stuff up near the gravel, although you got to be really careful. If you got an open siphon, you'll suck gravel up in there and it'll clog it up or whatever. And of course, you also have to be really careful not to inadvertently suck a fish up. I've done that before too. And these little guys are so curious and so bold that you really got to pay attention, and they're also really difficult to spot. I mean, you can see that one there on the bottom left. Once they get above that gravel, they just vanish. It's hard to imagine how a bright yellow and black fish can just disappear like that, but I mean, once they sit still, you've got to hunt for them. Now, fortunately, when I walk in the room, they see me and they come running over to the glass like a bunch of puppy dogs, so I don't usually have to look very hard for them. But it always does amaze me that such vibrant, colorful little fish and, you know, bright yellowy gold, white, and black should stand out like a sore thumb, and they really don't. They're remarkably well hidden when they stop moving or just lurk around in a plant or under a bush. But at any rate, the tank is much more suited to them now that the current has been reduced and the bubbles are all out of there and everything, so they're probably going to be a lot happier. I did wipe the glass down. I did get more green film than I wanted. I know I can recognize the difference between various types of algae versus cyanobacteria, and what I wiped off the glass was cyanobacteria. Now, whether it was dead cyanobacteria and I was just simply wiping the remains off the glass, I don't know, but you can see on my little artificial cave back there how sort of brownish gray all of the dead cyanobacteria is, and some of those brighter spots is where I was able to scrape a little bit off and vac it out of the tank. What I wiped off the glass was not that color at all. It was a very vibrant green. So I probably didn't fully eradicate it from this tank, and in 6 months we'll be doing another video where I'm talking about getting the cyanobacteria out of this tank or doing water changes or whatever. That's just par for the course. I've been, dealing with that in certain tanks for ever and ever, and it's just part of my tank maintenance, just like clearing algae out or gravel in the vac, vacuuming the gravel, or trimming the plants back. It's just part of tank maintenance for me. So no biggie. I had a good treatment. I did a double dose, and we knocked it back really, really good. If I didn't knock it back completely, we knocked it back hard enough that it's going to be quite a while before it becomes an issue again. So thanks for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. One of these days I will get around to shooting a video where I just set the camera up and I leave the room, so you'll get to see a little more of their natural behavior. And you can kind of see it now that I'm away from the tank a little bit. They're sort of doing their own thing, swimming around. Unfortunately, if I don't get the camera very close, you can't really see them. So it's, you know, a situation where I'm going to have to set the tripod up. You know, maybe we can come in and we can set the tripod up like right here or something, and I can throw some snails in there or something and walk away and let them sort of fight amongst themselves and compete for the best piece of meat and so on and so forth. Really, really interesting interaction between them most of the time. They always little squabble over position in the tank and they chase each other around. I've never seen anybody get nipped or damaged or anything. But they definitely have their little dramas going on within this tank. Fantastic little fish. I love them to death. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're not already. That way you don't miss any updates on this tank or any of my other ones. I got a bunch of stuff going on this weekend. And if you're subscribed, you won't miss any of that stuff. So don't forget, this is my Pea Puffer tank. And I have another tank in the basement with a figure 8 puffer in it. So check that one out if you're interested. Thanks for watching this one again. I'll see you real soon in the next one.